There was a time when kids could enjoy an animated classic without their parents worrying about what they were really learning. Or so we thought. It isn't just modern kids' films that conceal adult issues, but some of the most beloved movies of the past send some truly weird messages that older fans may have never even realized. Here are 10 shocking, controversial messages in Disney movies. The Jungle Book. When the hero of your story is a boy raised by a completely different species and was written by a man living through England's colonization of India, it's obvious that ideas and philosophies will overlap. Basically, Kipling's Jungle Book can be seen as a massive metaphor for Britain's view of India, with Mowgli in Britain's role and the animals as Indians. But the bigger message is a bit less disturbing, since the Jungle Boy eventually learns that human villagers are just as strange to animals as the other way around. It's just a matter of perspective. Still, the overall message of people sticking with their own kind is always going to be a tricky one to explain to kids. The Lion King. There was no better king than Mufasa, and his parents obviously knew it the moment he was born, naming him after an actual African king. But you have to wonder, what was his brother Scar's name before he got the scar? Disney's Lion King novels revealed that his name was originally Taka, but he took the name Scar so he'd never forget how anger and jealousy almost cost him an eye. Since that actually makes him seem decent, it's probably his parents who are to blame for turning him evil. In Swahili, Taka means dirt or trash. Damn, parents, that's harsh.
Long live the king.
The Secret of Nimh. This cult classic may not have come from Disney, but it's a tale of intelligent mice and rats earned it critical acclaim from adults. But kids might have missed the actual disturbing story at work, thanks to the magic elements added to the book it's based on. The flashback to the rats and other animals being tested on is scary to young viewers, but older ones able to grasp that Nimh is really the National Institute of Mental Health may realize that the movie is one big warning about what medical research can create if the ones in charge go too far. All dogs go to heaven. You can't even blame a bad dog for being that way, since as this hugely successful movie taught us, all dogs go to heaven. Or at least kids are led to believe that. When the star dog gives up heaven to head back to Earth, he's warned that if he dies again, he won't return.
No one's ever allowed to go back.
But he's never told what will happen instead. As he starts making dishonest, selfish choices, a nightmare sequence confirms what every older viewer fears. If there's a doggy heaven, there's a doggy hell. Kids might see it as just a bad dream, but the lava, the demonic doggy devil, and even the hellhounds tearing at Charlie's hair are pretty grim for a movie with such a sweet message. The Good Dinosaur. It's the classic story of a boy and his dog, except the boy is the dog this time around, with a dinosaur named Arlo as the star. Pixar is known for jokes aimed squarely at parents. But The Good Dinosaur goes further than usual when the heroes start to bond over what else? An intense drug trip. After eating some fermenting fruit, the two of them start hallucinating instantly, leaving younger audiences wondering how bad fruit can swap the characters' heads and send them flying through the air. Older viewers realize what story the filmmakers are really telling. Alice in Wonderland. Every kid learns about Alice's journey down the rabbit hole sooner or later, and when every one of them sees it again as an adult, it's hard to believe that it's basically all just one big drug trip.
Beg your pardon?
Well, maybe not according to Disney, but the scenes where Alice eats magical mushrooms that make her feel giant, tiny, or float through the air all speak for themselves. Why parents would want to tease their kids with the amazing adventures eating mushrooms can take them on is a mystery. And that's not even mentioning the slow, drowsy caterpillar who can't stop smoking something. Use your imagination. You know what he's doing. The Little Mermaid. She wasn't the first Disney princess to ignore her parents' advice, but Ariel the mermaid went further than most, basically making a deal with the devil, swapping her tail for legs after falling in love with a man. But the deal has a catch. If he doesn't fall in love with her fast enough, she loses everything.
Have we got a deal?
It's a chance to tell a serious cautionary tale, or at least it would be, if the movie didn't end with the evil witch murdered and Ariel living happily ever after. Basically teaching kids that selling your soul is a bad idea, if you don't do the smart thing and kill the one you sold it to. Wreck-It Ralph. Being the bad guy isn't anyone's first choice, so when Ralph decides he wants to be a hero instead, he makes his dream come true. Well, not quite. You see, in the video game universe, it doesn't really matter if you want to be a hero or villain. Things only work if everyone plays their role.
And I say, Zangief, you are a bad guy. But this does not mean you're a bad guy.
It's a surprisingly depressing message to send to kids, revealing that bad guys don't necessarily have to be bad guys. They can be good at heart, but yeah, they're still bad.
It's my duty. And it's a big duty.
Snow White. There are a few Disney morals that never change. Love beats hate, good beats evil, and nothing is as important as being beautiful. That's the message made clear by Snow White, who almost gets killed for breaking and entering until the dwarves see her face. It's even her beauty that sends the evil queen after her. In fact, it's the only reason.
He is more fair than thee.
Alas for her.
Get the message, kids. Being beautiful saves lives, but it can also get you killed. And after she's eaten the poison apple, what is it that breaks the curse? She's so beautiful that Prince Charming can't help but kiss her when he lays eyes on her lifeless body. Creepy, dude. Really creepy. Zootopia. It isn't hard to see how many serious messages are sent with this Disney hit, since it all begins when a strange new drug, cooked in a secret lab by a cheap version of Breaking Bad's Walter White, starts turning everyday animals into out-of-control maniacs. Add the fact that it's only minorities turning feral, with the police suggesting they're biologically prone to violence, and whether intentional or not, Zootopia couldn't be more relevant to the issues of racism in today's world. Those are the children's movies we found sending some seriously complicated or sometimes downright weird messages to the audience. But which ones did we miss? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.